Have you ever wondered what drove people to risk everything for freedom? This burning desire for something more, something better, is at the heart of the human experience. This is the story of one such group, the Pilgrims, and their daring quest for religious freedom. Join us as we delve into the past and uncover the legacy of the Mayflower Pilgrims. Welcome to Lexopedia, your portal to the past. Here, we unravel the mysteries of history and bring you face-to-face with the people and events that shaped our world. Today, we embark on a captivating journey back to the 17th century, to the time of the Pilgrims and their arduous voyage across the Atlantic Ocean. Get ready to set sail on the Mayflower, experience the challenges they faced, and discover the impact of their quest for religious freedom. Our story begins in England, where a group of devout Christians known as Separatists faced increasing persecution for their religious beliefs. Determined to find a place where they could practice their faith freely, the Separatists made the momentous decision to leave their homeland behind and seek refuge in the New World. Join us as we set sail with the Pilgrims on their perilous voyage aboard the Mayflower, facing treacherous seas, harsh conditions, and an uncertain future. Imagine a time when your right to worship as you pleased was not a right at all, but a privilege fiercely guarded by the established church. In 17th century England, this was the reality for many devout Christians who found themselves at odds with the Church of England. These dissenters, who would later be known as the Pilgrims, yearned for a simpler, more personal form of worship, free from what they perceived as the elaborate rituals and hierarchical structure of the established church. They believed in the power of direct communication with God, without the need for intermediaries or ornate ceremonies. The Pilgrims, unwilling to compromise their beliefs, refused to conform.
The Pilgrims' refusal to conform did not go unnoticed.
As their numbers grew, so did the suspicion and hostility towards them. They were branded as radicals, separatists, and even traitors for daring to challenge the religious and political establishment. Their secret gatherings were raided, their homes were searched, and many were imprisoned for their beliefs.
The Pilgrims endured these hardships with remarkable resilience, their faith serving as a beacon of hope amidst the storm of persecution.
One of the most prominent groups of separatists emerged in Scrooby, Nottinghamshire, led by the charismatic William Brewster. However, their clandestine activities could not remain hidden forever. In 1608, King James I, a staunch defender of the Church of England, issued a proclamation that sent shockwaves through the separatist communities: conform or face exile. Fleeing their homes, the Scrooby separatists sought refuge in the more tolerant Netherlands.
There, in the city of Leiden, they found temporary respite from persecution, allowed to establish their own church and practice their faith openly. However, life in Leiden presented new challenges. The Pilgrims, primarily farmers and tradesmen, found it challenging to make a living in the bustling urban centre. Their experience in Leiden, while offering them temporary respite, had also deepened their longing for a permanent home where they could truly be free.
The Pilgrims began to look westward, across the vast expanse of the Atlantic Ocean, to the fledgling colonies of North America. They saw in this new world a chance to escape the religious and economic constraints of Europe and create a society that reflected their ideals. They pooled their meager resources, secured financial backing from investors, and negotiated permission from the Virginia Company to establish a settlement within their territory. Their decision was not made lightly. The Pilgrims, with their unwavering faith and their yearning for religious freedom, were poised to embark on a journey that would forever alter the course of history. To understand the Pilgrims' quest, we must journey back to a time when Christendom itself was deeply divided. The 16th century had witnessed the seismic upheaval of the Protestant Reformation, a movement that shattered the unity of the Catholic Church and reshaped the religious landscape of Europe.
Martin Luther, a German monk, ignited the flames of dissent with his 95 Theses, challenging the authority of the Pope and the doctrines of the Catholic Church. England, once a bastion of Catholicism, was swept up in the currents of change.
The Reformation, while liberating in its call for reform, also unleashed a wave of religious intolerance and persecution across Europe. Catholics and Protestants, each claiming to hold the true faith, engaged in bitter conflicts, often resorting to violence and oppression to silence their opponents. England, caught in the cross-currents of religious ferment, experienced its share of turmoil. Queen Mary I, a devout Catholic, attempted to restore Catholicism during her brief reign, earning the moniker Bloody Mary for the persecution she unleashed upon Protestants. The Pilgrims, emerging from this crucible of religious conflict, sought a spiritual home where they could worship freely, according to the dictates of their conscience. The Pilgrims belonged to a group known as Separatists, who believed that the Church of England was beyond reform and that true Christians must separate themselves from its corrupting influence.
They rejected what they perceived as the elaborate rituals, hierarchical structures, and worldly trappings of the established church, seeking instead a direct and personal relationship with God.
This quest for spiritual purity led them to challenge the very foundations of English society, where the church and the state were inextricably intertwined.
They refused to conform, believing that their conscience was answerable to God alone, not to any earthly authority.
If you found this journey of the Pilgrims inspiring, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to Lexopedia for more fascinating historical insights. Picture this: a small, cramped wooden ship tossed about on the vast and unforgiving expanse of the Atlantic Ocean. For over 2 months, the Mayflower, carrying 102 passengers and a crew of around 30, had braved treacherous storms, cramped quarters, and the constant threat of disease. As they neared the shores of the New World, a sense of both anticipation and trepidation filled the air. Amidst the pitching and rolling of the ship, a remarkable document was drafted and signed: the Mayflower Compact. The Mayflower Compact, a covenant forged in the crucible of a perilous journey, laid the very foundation for American democracy, a legacy that continues to shape the nation centuries later. On November 9, 1620, after 66 days at sea, the weary travelers aboard the Mayflower finally caught their first glimpse of land. It was not the lush and fertile landscape they had envisioned, but a rugged and windswept coastline, shrouded in the mists of a New England autumn. They had landed north of their intended destination in Virginia, at a place they would come to call Plymouth, after the port city in England from which they had set sail. The sight of land, however, filled them with a mix of hope and trepidation. They had survived the perilous journey across the Atlantic, but their true test was just beginning. The Pilgrims' first winter in Plymouth was a brutal test of their resilience and faith. They arrived too late to plant crops, and their supplies were dwindling. The harsh New England winter brought freezing temperatures and blankets of snow. Many succumbed to disease due to lack of food and shelter. By spring, only half of the original Mayflower passengers had survived. The Pilgrims found kindness from the indigenous people. Squanto taught them how to survive in this new environment. He showed them how to plant corn, beans, and squash. He also taught them how to fish and hunt. The following autumn, the Pilgrims, guided by Squanto's wisdom and their own hard work, reaped a bountiful harvest. Their fields yielded an abundance of corn, pumpkins, and other crops. The forests and rivers provided ample game and fish. To celebrate their good fortune, they held a 3-day feast, inviting their Patuxet neighbors to join them in a gesture of gratitude and friendship. This shared meal, a testament to the Pilgrims' resilience, their dependence on the land, and their nascent relationship with the indigenous people, would later become known as the First Thanksgiving. The First Thanksgiving, however, was more than just a celebratory feast. It marked a turning point in the Pilgrim story. They had faced unimaginable hardship, endured a brutal winter, and buried their dead in unmarked graves. Yet they had also found a new home, learned to survive in a challenging environment, and forged an alliance with their indigenous neighbors. The First Thanksgiving, etched in the national memory, became a symbol of gratitude, resilience, and the promise of a new beginning. It was a time for both reflection and celebration, a moment to give thanks for the blessings they had received and to look ahead with hope to the future. The Pilgrim story, though seemingly a small chapter in the grand narrative of history, reverberates with profound implications for the very soul of America. Their perilous voyage across the Atlantic, their struggles for survival in a new land, and their unwavering commitment to religious freedom laid the cornerstone for a nation that would eventually champion liberty as its defining value. The seeds of religious liberty, sown in the rocky soil of Plymouth, would blossom into a fundamental tenet of American identity, enshrined in the very fabric of the nation's founding documents. The Pilgrims, though driven by their own specific religious beliefs, embraced a vision that transcended any single denomination. They envisioned a society where individuals possessed the inherent right to worship according to their own conscience, free from persecution or coercion. This radical concept, at odds with the prevailing norms of the time, planted the seeds for a nation that would eventually enshrine religious freedom as a fundamental right for all. Their story serves as a powerful reminder that the fight for freedom is an ongoing journey, a torch passed down through generations, each generation called upon to safeguard and expand the liberties hard-won by those who came before. Fast forward nearly 170 years from the Pilgrims' arrival at Plymouth Rock, and we witness the birth of a nation. The United States, having declared its independence from British rule, embarked on the ambitious experiment of self-government. The Founding Fathers, drawing inspiration from the Pilgrims and other champions of liberty, enshrined religious freedom in the very first amendment to the Constitution, the Bill of Rights. This landmark document, a testament to the enduring legacy of the Pilgrims' quest, guarantees that Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof.
The First Amendment, with its unequivocal guarantee of religious freedom, stands as a beacon of hope for people of all faiths and none. It ensures that no individual can be compelled to support or adhere to any particular religion, nor can they be prevented from practicing their own beliefs. This separation of church and state, a concept deeply rooted in the Pilgrims' experience, has been instrumental in fostering a pluralistic and tolerant society, where diverse faiths can coexist peacefully, and individuals are free to follow their own spiritual paths.
The Pilgrims' legacy extends far beyond religion. Their story shapes national values and inspires debates about freedom and tolerance. The Mayflower Compact paved the way for democracy. Their survival struggles instilled resilience and self-reliance. Their relationship with indigenous people was complex, marked by cooperation and conflict. The Pilgrim story reminds us to temper freedom with justice and respect for all cultures. The Pilgrims' quest for religious freedom, though rooted in a specific time and place, carries a timeless message that transcends historical boundaries. In an era marked by increasing religious intolerance and persecution in many parts of the world, their story serves as a powerful reminder that the fight for religious liberty is far from over. Their courage, their resilience, and their unwavering commitment to their beliefs stand as an inspiration to all who seek to worship freely, without fear or reprisal. Their story also underscores the importance of dialogue, understanding, and respect across religious divides. The Pilgrims' experience highlights both the potential for cooperation and the pitfalls of intolerance. Their legacy challenges us to build bridges of understanding, to embrace our common humanity, and to create a world where people of all faiths and none can live together in peace and mutual respect. The Pilgrim's journey reminds us that the pursuit of freedom is an ongoing endeavor, a responsibility shared by each generation to safeguard the hard-won liberties inherited from those who came before, and to expand the circle of freedom to encompass all. As we reflect upon the incredible journey of the Pilgrims, we see their story is far more than just a historical account. It's a testament to the human spirit's ability to persevere. Driven by an unquenchable thirst for religious freedom, they embarked on a perilous voyage into the unknown. They faced treacherous seas and a harsh land, yet their spirit remained unbroken. The Pilgrim's story reminds us that the pursuit of freedom often demands great sacrifice. Thank you for joining us on this incredible journey through time as we explored the Pilgrims' quest for religious freedom. We've delved into their motivations, their struggles, and their enduring impact on the shaping of a nation. We've seen how their unwavering faith fueled their determination, and how their sacrifices paved the way for the freedoms we cherish today. The Pilgrim story is a powerful reminder that the pursuit of liberty is an ongoing journey, a responsibility we all share. If you found this video insightful and inspiring, please give it a thumbs up and leave a comment below sharing your thoughts. Don't forget to subscribe to Lexopedia for more captivating journeys into the past. Together, let's keep the spirit of exploration and the pursuit of knowledge alive. Thank you for watching.